Hi everybody. I just farted and it distracted my dog long enough so that I could throw the ball. My name is Mr. G. I'm the leader of the MLG 420 tryhards. Cause yeah, we gotta try so hard. It's just so important that we constantly go out there and are super hyper aggressive dickheads that only have the KD in mind, right? Right? And I'm here at Regen 4 level 20 because that shows that I'm experienced. It shows that the things I'm about to say have merit, because not only have I done personal research from my own experience in using these weapons, but as I've also, talked to people and stuff and things. The way I want to structure these loadout suggestion videos is 10 loadouts that synergize with one pilot ability. And today, we're obviously going to start with my favorite tactical, what are these called? Tactical abilities? I'm calling them pilot abilities. My favorite one is hands down phase shift. I hurry like robots, so we put a robot inside a robot, so you can robot. Why you robot? Anyway, very important when conducting yourself as a Titan pilot to run experimental loadouts. And the loadouts I've been experimenting with the most are the ones that I am trying to call all-purpose. I'm trying to find a good primary weapon that works at almost every range successfully most of the time, so that I can have an anti-Titan weapon. And I'm not gonna lie, some of you may disagree. I do not think the R201 passes this experiment. I think this gun tries to do what a lot of other weapons in this game do better. And so I think a more competitive thing to switch to will be Senor Devotion. In the meantime, they call me Spitfire. AP number 2. This one, this is obviously a very experimental skin, but this has been a very successful experiment. I really like the Bolt. I may like the Bolt more than I like the R97, which is why I made that a soft suggestion. I may be leaning towards a harder suggestion when it comes to the Volt. This thing's beautiful. The stats don't really, stand out too much other than this giant increase in accuracy, and that just seems to be making all the difference. Check out this footage here. I hope you're ready for some hover action. Oh, snaps! Ganked. And this guy just gets bullet hosed. And then the next guy that wants a piece, he also gets bullet hosed. I think it's a good clip because it shows the ranges and some hover action. 10 killing sprees don't lie, and neither does the fact that this guy gets the total drop on me and I still gank him first. This gun's great. Love it. Successful experiment, if you ask me. So, you'll notice that in my AP experiment, I'm trying to come up with 2 loadouts that work at slightly different, though very similar ranges. This one for a slightly longer range, which is why you got the frags for that. Man, forcing someone to eat a well-cooked grenade that you are serving up piping hot from another dimension is not only unavoidable for the person you are forcing to eat it, but incredibly satisfying. Oh my god! So the reason I like the arc grenade with the bolt is because you find yourself trying to kill people at an incredibly close range, and being able to stun them really helps you get the drop / advantage on them. It also helps at long range. If you can peg someone at what I would call medium long range with an arc grenade, the Volt's gonna gank them. this is gonna happen. They're going down. So that's why I think some good arc synergy is really nice, especially because both of these things have 2 recharges, same as these. So this here, this loadout is called Good Times because I really like the L-Star. It reminds me of my time in Battlefront. It's got that laser energy thing with no clip, unless you overheat, then you gotta reload. But I also think it is basically just a giant energy SMG, which is why I think it needs no iron sights. And it synergizes so well with amped weapons. On to Soft Baller. This weapon is crazy fun. It may not be the best weapon in the game, but man is it fun. Especially because when you aim down the sights, it adds the reticle thingamajigger, the projectile line that Ordnance Expert adds to your grenades and stuff. Really, really nice. And if you can stick a pilot, they are going to die. However, being really close is dangerous. So I really like the RE45 auto. The RE45, man, is probably one of the most competitive weapons in the entire game because pistols don't let you change the sights, and this thing has a great sight default. The extra mag makes up for any shots you might miss or any weaknesses in damage, and the suppressor keeping you off of the minimap is just something that a lot of pilots don't have a frame of reference for. I've on more than one occasion killed someone right behind a fellow teammate and then killed them too. When if I had used, the softball, the other guy would have turned around and shot at me. Moving on to good old Shotty D. Phase shift plus defense equals awesome. This loadout really comes to its own on that map where there's that like window bridge where you defend B, and dude, phase shifting around there, hitting people with arc grenades, hitting people with the EVA auto, which I like more than the other shotgun, but that's just because if I'm using a shotgun, it's because I'm up in your face. And that's what this weapon does, is it gets up in your face. But man, is it helpful to get a little bit of extra range out of this guy. So nice, so nice. And I find myself on this loadout needing power cell more than the Ordnance Expert I needed on my all-purpose / good times, just because when you're on defense, like the more breathing room you can get to reload or flank with phase shift, the better. Like really, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You'll also notice that I messed up, and this is supposed to be the one loadout where I use wall hang because I spend a lot of time inside, and wall hang is really nice in conjunction with the shotgun, whereas on quite literally everything else I think hover is better, because in more open scenarios you can just afford the time to slowly slide down the wall. And when you're doing that, then you're able to use your sights and you get better accuracy, which is why I'm okay with losing that accuracy on the shotty, because I'm like Spider-Man in a corner and shooting you in the face because I don't need to aim down the sights. It's a shotgun. Another reason I really like hover is because it works very well with phase shift. Hover has a small moment where when you let go, you have hang time and then you fall, and you can die in that hang time really easily. And phase shift helps you, get rid of that weak point. Another thing you can do to mitigate that weak point, though, that's better in a lot of circumstances, is simply letting go early and continuing to shoot the person as you fall. Very good. But another reason I really like hover is when you exit phase shift, if you're hovering in the air, people are like, where'd that guy go? Oh, he's up there and I'm dead. Moving on to my Titan Slayer loadouts. This guy here is basically dedicated to being in a Titan or working with a Titan amidst a crap ton of enemy Titans. I'm talking like more than 3. Because if you look, I'm using 2 grenade launchers. I'm like dedicated to constantly putting out scary damage onto the Titans. And man, is that a great segue into what I feel is one of the most important factors when deciding which anti-Titan weapon to pick. While the Archer and the Thunderbolt can be very effective, they aren't scary. You need to be able to scare a Titan into making bad decisions, or at least not good decisions. And the MGL and the charge rifle both do that incredibly well because of their ability to put out consistent damage that does not notify the Titan as to your location, which is the biggest weakness of the Archer. It will literally point to the pilot locking on to you. And so instead of killing a Titan that's running away, pissing himself, you have a Titan trying to hunt you down before you can shoot a rocket at it. That's not good. You want to kill Titans and see Titans run? Then I think it's all about the Mr. MLG here. I know it's the MGO, but I'm the leader of the MLG. I'm gonna call it the MLG. Deal with it. So yeah, the reason I've come to like the MLG more is, like I was saying, it has so many people just underestimate its ability to kill a doomed Titan before you have to reload, especially the person piloting the Titan. And so while I like scaring them a little more with this, I am okay with scaring them a little bit less and killing them a little bit more with this, because it still scares the shit out of Titans. This one is for 3 or fewer Titans on the field. As you can see, I have a weapon more dedicated to damaging and killing pilots, because, you know, at least 3 pilots are on the field right now because of what I said. I also swap out phase shift, which I didn't talk about, but I will talk about it soon. I also swap out phase shift for ordnance expert because I don't have 2 grenade launchers. You know, I'm counting on my Firestar a little bit more here, especially because the reason I have the Firestar on my dedicated Titan Slayer loadouts is a Firestar to the faceplate will not only blind the hell out of a Titan, but it'll scare the hell out of a Titan because they are going to be taking stupid damage. A Firestar will kill a low health Titan, not a doomed low health Titan, just a low health Titan, pre-doom phase. It'll kill it. But a pro tip counter, if you're in that low health phase and you've been hit by a Firestar, is you can clear out thermite damage with your smoke on your Titan. But that gets into the whole thing of balancing the health of your Titan versus saving that smoke to deal with a pilot like this guy. Another reason I really like the flatline for this loadout is because killing things from the shoulder of a Titan with the flatline and the MGL is a lot of fun. Okay, moving on. Now we have Titan Pilot. Now the reason I throw a question mark here is because I want to hear what you guys think a dedicated Titan Pilot would be rocking. Because you have to keep in mind, this person you can't just have a Titan remade and sent in. You gotta be thinking your Titan's a little bit more like BT, someone you need to work with for a long term. And so I think what a dedicated Titan Pilot would want in an ideal situation is Firestar, because you gotta be able to take out the enemy Titans. Some kind of assault rifle. This would probably vary pretty heavily between Titan pilots, but I think at the end of the day it would be some kind of weapon that can do really well in medium to long range and still hold its own at short range. Because you gotta keep in mind, they would have a sidearm, I think, as well as an anti-Titan weapon. But that aside, assuming they would also have to be anti-Titan weaponing it up, that would also really just be pilot preference. But damn if that MGL ain't great. But I think there's just no way a Titan pilot, and assuming this is like real life Titan time, would use anything other than phase embark, because the time it saves you would be invaluable, because you would absolutely not be invulnerable getting into your Titan like you are in this game. I straight up saved a video footage today where I was shooting at a guy in the face as his visor was shutting and he was immortal, but like if this was reality, that guy would be dead. That guy would be dead, whereas a phase embark pilot would never have that moment of weakness. And I think in this game is still really nice when you are trying to heavily synergize with a Titan, because they've improved the AI in this game a lot, and the Titans can be trusted. They will still die like dumbasses though. Yeah. Last loadouts here, we got Mr. Hemlookin Good. I've really come to love the Hemlock. Like, I liked the Hemlock Gen 1, but now I think it's a really good weapon, especially when synergized with, you know, basically a mini SMG. You're just ready to dominate. And the arc grenade really helps make up for the weakness of the Hemlock at short range. So yeah, I found Power Cell to be more useful because I wasn't counting on my grenades as much, and I was counting on phase shift to save my ass more. Because with phase shift you don't really need fast regen, because with phase shift you should be able to get yourself to a place where you can regen. Last but not least, Mr. Ranger Danger. I cannot decide which I like more, the arc or the frag. I find myself missing the frag more, but like, man, I need to play more to decide which I like. Back to the G2. This thing is beast. I've gotten better at killing people with it, being more accurate and less afraid to miss. Two very important things. Again, I found my need for phase shift to save my ass to be more pressing than my need for grenades, because the G2 and the RD just do so much killing on their own. And that is 10 phase synergized loadouts for your face. Tell me what you think in the comments, specifically about what you think a dedicated Titan pilot would be rocking, because I think a dedicated Titan pilot would probably want phase shift and a friggin' pulse blade. Why would you not just slot some pulse blades? There's room on this guy's hip right now for pulse blades. Why can't I have both? Because that'd be broken. But if this is war and not a video game, then I don't care about what's broken. I want to survive. Cook that grenade more, or I would have fed myself my own well-cooked grenade. Whoa! That was great timing.